I had big part of 9/11.
Which part?
Not being around.
You wouldn't have gone on holiday to Nazi Germany, would you? You wouldn't have gone and spent your hard-earned money in a state that was actively committing a genocide, would you? You wouldn't have knowingly gone and spent your money and therefore supported an economy of a state that was knowingly committing human rights monstrosities, would you? So why the fuck are we still going to America on vacation?
I never thought this day would come, but here it came. Fuck you, Trump. Fuck you, Trump. I've stuck with you through the trade war. I've stuck with you through all this other fucking bullshit. But fuck you, Trump. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck Trump. We bomb Iran for no fucking reason. I know the reason. There is a reason. The reason is fucking Israel. Americans have fucking died for fucking Israel. No other reason than just for fucking Israel.
Day one.
Name 3 countries besides the USA.
Africa, Antarctica,
Yeah.
Europe.
Name 1 continent.
Greenland.
Greenland.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Because I'm so sorry. I feel like such an idiot.
What is the capital of the USA?
That's a trick question. Is it not? Wait.
I don't.
What is it? What do you think it is?
There's a capital of the whole USA?
Of wearing a MAGA hat in Canada until I am assaulted.
Do you ever think like, good God, I'm trying so hard to lose weight and I'm doing everything right, but it's so hard to make those good choices. I feel like there's something in the food. Let me tell you why I believe that. I came to America about 30 years ago. I was really thin. My whole family was thin. We were eating the same foods at home. We were not going out to eat at McDonald's. We were making everything at home. And we massively started gaining weight on the same food we would have been eating back home. Now, we were less educated than we are now, so we didn't know what was going on and we didn't know what to look for. Fast forward to today, and this has happened with 3 families I have helped come over from either Russia or Ukraine. Right now, I'm helping one family from Russia, and there's like 6 of them, and they are all of a healthy weight. Yesterday, I talked to them, and they're like, Liana, we're gaining weight. Like, we're all gaining weight. And like the mom, she's thin, right? And she's like, we don't know what's going on. So they started like looking at the food. For example, they noticed there's a lot of sugar in the milk. And compared to what they're used to back home, I'm not even talking about added sugar. I mean, it says that it's not added sugar, but compared to the kind of milk they were eating, tons of sugar. So they've completely cut out the sugar. She's trying to walk like 15,000 steps. She said, I wasn't really walking that much over there, but like now here I'm feeling like I have to keep moving my body in order to maintain my weight. There is something in the food. There are added things. There are things that change the way we feel hunger. I don't know what that is. I'm not a scientist, but just by basic example of seeing these people coming to America, always having been thin and now all of a sudden being like, what the actual F is happening? This, my friends, is evidence, whatever that may be, that something is up. And I'm not saying they're just sitting on their butt. Maybe that's a factor, right? But I'm sorry. It's not that big of a difference in movement. And these people are trying to move their body. They're trying to do things. They're trying to get out and about. But something is in the food. And they're not going out to restaurants at all because they don't speak English and they don't feel comfortable going to a restaurant trying to order. So everything is home cooked. Everything. They don't bring in sodas. They don't bring in any of the like junky in the middle foods because they don't really know what it is. So they try to stay away from it. Yet still they are gaining weight. So if there's anything this story can tell you, my dear friend, it's not just you. You are not lazy. There's a food component there. I don't know what it is, man, but example, when I moved to Korea, I lost 40 pounds in the first 2 months. No, I was not walking that much more in order to lose 20 pounds a month, right? Something's in our food system, okay? And I'm not a conspiracy theorist person, but I just look at every family that I've helped come to America, and every time, about 4 months in, they're like, I don't know what's happening to my body. I don't feel good and I'm gaining weight and oh my God, what are we doing?
Liberal Canadians can't stand Donald Trump. I was just waiting for this restaurant to open and there was a Canadian couple. They started talking to me and the guy's like, where are you from? Like, I'm from California. And he was like, don't worry. Don't just tell people you're Canadian. Don't tell them you're American. I was like, okay, like, haha. And then he's like, I was like, yeah, I was just in New York. He's like, we're boycotting the United States until Trump's out of office. And I'm like, you know, Trump's doing not a lot of great things, but like, it's still better than Canada. Like, Canada's a joke. Like Justin Trudeau, I mean, kind of laughing stock. And some of these liberal Canadians are pretty radical.
Good luck, Canada, hating USA. This will not end well for you. You know what? Thank you. I appreciate you posting this, because what you've posted is exactly what I abhor. Go look up that word. Oh, wait. All right, good. Okay. It's exactly what I abhor. I abhor a lack of education. I abhor chosen stupidity, right? There's different kinds of problems that go on in many countries. And by the way, it happens in Canada as well. You guys just have 10 times the population, so I feel like statistically, mathematically, I know that's another thing you don't want to talk about, you have a bigger issue. Because ignorance can be taught, right? I can be ignorant of things. I can sit down in a classroom or get a book or watch a YouTube video, and I can become enlightened. I can become aware and educated. Right? I dare say I can become woke. It's not the point of this TikTok. My problem is people who choose stupidity, right? When you choose ignorance, I use the word stupid purposefully because you, with Google available, and the whole world of information at your fingertips, have chosen to remain ignorant. Have chosen to allow stereotype and prejudice to drive your thought and your action. You have chosen to believe an individual who has 34 felonies and lies if he's speaking. You've chosen to believe him because he's promised to make you a superhero. Hun, when you choose ignorance, you're stupid. You've chosen stupid, and I have no problems using that terminology to call you because you have everything available in your wheelhouse to actually get unstupid. And I've used that purposely too because I think that if I use the kind of language you understand, maybe you'll listen a little bit more. There are incredible people in the United States doing incredible things. They're innovators, they're scientists, they're educators, and you are supporting an individual in an administration who wants to wipe them all out. Who thinks that education is the anti-progress, that education is actually problematic. Why? Because he wants to pull you back to 1952, maybe even 1914. He wants to pull you back to an era in the United States where you don't have power, you don't have control, you have to sit home, shut up, and just listen to what the one newspaper has to say in order to educate you so they can keep you on the same hamster wheel you've been running for all the while. I don't hate people in the United States, hon. But I do really dislike potatoes. And when you choose stupid, well, you're just a vegetable, hon.
America looks like shit and feels like shit to live in, and they do it on purpose because it's how they sell you consumerism. When scientists wanted to study addiction in the 1970s, they did a bunch of experiments giving rats the option to either, have heroin water or have normal water. And of course, all the rats were addicted to the heroin water until they learned that in an environment with healthy social relationships, other rats, plenty of things to do, plenty of food, plenty of playing areas, the rats never picked the heroin. We're so quick to say that the ugliness that's a part of capitalism is just a byproduct, but it's actually an essential feature of capitalism. Because if we were surrounded by nature and other people and healthy relationships and walkable communities and so on and so forth, we wouldn't form a relationship with Starbucks. We wouldn't form a relationship with brands. We wouldn't constantly use these things as this comfort blanket of, well, everything sucks, but at least I can go do this. At least I can pay for this, little sliver of experience. And I think this is why capitalism is so exacerbated in America, because it's we're a young country. We don't have culture. We don't have history. We're not like Europe or Asia. We literally are founded on slavery, colonialism, and mass immigration. And we're just a fucking melting pot of all these. And we celebrate it. We say diversity is our strong suit. But really, we're just this homogenized nothingness, right? For corporations to just swoop in and enact their divine right. And obviously, I'm not saying that this is deliberately planned, but it just is so much in favor of the corporations. Why would they want to make anything pretty? Why would they want to conserve public spaces? The biggest players in our society, in our culture, literally do nothing to contribute back to us. And so this is the real reason America has a drug problem. Drugs are not illegal in Spain. Drugs are not illegal in a lot of places in the world. People have very easy access to drugs in a lot of places in the world, and they aren't addicted. Why? Because their environment is better than ours. They have a community. They have walkable places. They're surrounded by nature. They actually appreciate art. There's a culture there. They don't just have this like soulless, amorphous fucking like video game lobby that is America. And I feel like this is all just like wrapped in a big bow of irony at the end of the day, because it's like crime, drug consumption, degeneracy, all these things that like conservatives are staunchly against and are like, we need to be hard on that. We need to be, traditional, blah, blah, blah. These are all like natural symptoms of capitalism that will become more and more exacerbated as capitalism sinks itself deeper into its like contradictions. And this is why I used to make so much content about how individualism and like these notions of free will are really destructive, because that's sort of like we have this like moral grandstanding that makes up for these like apparent symptoms of capitalism. We just say like, oh, it's like it's the people's fault. They're just lazy. They could be rich if they tried, blah, blah, blah. Like on top of capitalism having its contradictions, it's just so like deeply anti-human, anti-spirituality, anti-connection and realization. It literally asks you to deny the evidence of your own eyes in favor of some like mythical notion of economic progress and prosperity. I don't know. That's all I got.
Are you a MAGA follower? Please do not come to Mexico. Do not come to Cancun. Do not come to Puerto Vallarta or Acapulco. Stay in the United States. Eat your Taco Bells. Eat your burritos. Eat your whatever you got back home. In Mexico, we already know that MAGA people hate Mexicans. We already know that you support Donald Trump, who is a really bad guy for Mexicans. They are putting our people in prisons. They are attacking our people. They are disappearing little children, separating families. We don't like MAGA people here in Mexico. And if you come, please do not bring your orange hat saying MAGA. Do not come with your shirt saying MAGA, because I've seen cases where MAGAs have been attacked by Mexicans in Cancun. At least they get knocked on their head, or at least they insult them, and we are right. We know you hate us in the United States, so why are you gonna come to Cancun with your offending us with your MAGA shirts or hats? Stay in the United States. You're better there. Why do you come to Cancun? Why do you come to Mexico? If you don't like us, stay there.
Always on vacation, never in the office.
Why do you think Barack Obama wasn't in the Oval Office on 9/11?
That I don't know. We'd like to get to the bottom of that.
Should Donald Trump take over Greenland?
I don't know why not. That sounds like a good idea.
Really?
Yeah.
How is he going to pull it off?
Well, I think we just go up and say, hey, we're here.
Do you think that could possibly work? Is there any world in which that works?
The USA.
USA is the answer?
Yeah.
So you think that if he goes to Greenland and says USA, that it will then become USA?
I think they're all going to say, hell yeah, MAGA, baby.
You really believe that?
Absolutely. Why wouldn't they?
Because it's such a strange idea, and it's like, sovereign land.
You America. Best country on earth, right?
Why do so many Americans think that we're the best country in the world? That's easy, because we've been trained to believe it since pre-kindergarten. Since preschool, we're literally saying the Pledge of Allegiance every morning, before we even know what the word allegiance means.
Okay, Trump 24 or before. What does that mean to you?
He's already president. He's already president. He's our president.
Meaning Donald Trump is president now?
He's president now.
What?
I believe he is.
But how would that work? Because Joe Biden has been the president, right?
He's been the president. Obama said that he would like to run a third term if he could sit in his basement and call the shots, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Are you out of your goddamn mind?
But you just said that it's Obama's third term, but also that Trump is president.
He's calling the shots at all this mess that's going on right now and all the disasters that he's caused. Yeah.
But how is Obama calling the shots if Trump is still president?
It's the dumbest question you could ask.
Obama is sitting back and telling Biden what to do.
I can't do this anymore, man. My head's about to explode.
Why would it matter if Obama was telling Biden what to do if Biden's not president?
Say that again.
3 things that I can't comprehend in American supermarket as a Russian. Let's go, I'll show you. I used to be a shipped shopper in 2020, and since then I have these questions in my brain. What the hell is this? Ingredients: high fructose corn syrup, natural and artificial flavors, sucralose, blue one, which potentially can cause cancer. Who is gonna buy this? Like, why would they keep producing it if no sane parent would buy this, right?
We just got back our gas and electricity bill for this month, and it was $810. Everyone in my area has been saying that their bill has been really expensive this month.
I just want to point out that her bill was $200 last month. Yeah. So it quadrupled. And she's in northern Indiana, and I would put money on her bill being easily over $1,200 next month. You know, I talked about this for about a year with people saying I was a fearmonger, warning people that this was coming. And look, I understand that there's people that follow me much more closely than others, and they've seen me make a lot of these videos. But it's important that as many people as possible see this. Not everyone sees my videos all the time, right? And that's why I keep talking about it honestly, trying to help people. What I'm telling you is this is only the beginning, okay? A lot of people think this is the end. It's not. This is still the beginning. If you live in an area where you see your electric bill skyrocketing the last year or two, that is not going to stop happening. You need to take whatever action you can as soon as possible to mitigate that damage as much as possible by conserving energy or switching to solar or whatever you can manage with your budget in your household.
Imagine leaving America expecting a normal vacation, only to discover that the policies you were proud of at home are now following you across the border. So that is the uncomfortable situation this conversation is raising currently. Because some MAGA voters are discovering that America's policy, or let me say American political image, can look very different from outside the United States. And for people who strongly identify with Trump, that can be a surprising experience. But here is my own opinion. There is a difference between people disliking Trump and people disliking Americans. When you travel abroad, you are entering another country's culture, and people there are allowed to have strong opinions about American politics. So Trump's policy on immigration, trade, foreign relations, tariff, and American relationship with other countries have generated strong reaction internationally. So if a traveler tells someone they are Trump supporters and receive a negative reaction, that shouldn't automatically be interpreted as they hate all Americans. No. Because sometimes people are reacting to the politics, not the individual. And honestly, I think this is something every American should understand before traveling. You are not traveling into a country where everyone is required to argue with your politics. You might meet someone who strongly supports Trump, and as well you might meet someone who strongly opposes him. You might even meet someone who doesn't care about American politics at all, and that is normal. But here is where I think the story becomes interesting. For years, many Americans have been used to America having a numerous cultural and political influence around the world. American movies, American music, American companies, American technology, and American politics. So when an American discovers that people overseas strongly disagree with the direction of the United States, it can be a real wake-up call. So let me ask you this. If you travel abroad and someone told you that they strongly dislike Donald Trump, would you take it personal, or would you simply accept that they have different political opinion?
But there is another
side. So first, let me know that in the comment section below about what you think about that. So personally, I think America should be able to hear criticism without automatically treating them as a threat. And that applies to MAGA supporters as much as anyone else. So if you believe Trump's policies are good for America, you don't have to change your mind because someone in another country disagrees with you. But you also shouldn't expect everyone else to celebrate this policy. So that is the reality of international politics. And that is another side that I think it is important. Not every country is hostile toward Trump supporters. Not every foreigners dislike Trump. And not every American travelers is going to have a negative experience because of their political belief. So saying MAGA voters are not welcome anywhere abroad will be an exaggeration, but the larger point is still what's in discussing. Americans' reputation matters. So when the country changes its foreign policy, trade policy, immigration policy, or relationship with allies, those decisions can influence how people around the world view that country. And ordinary Americans can sometimes feel those changes personally when they travel. That is why I think this shouldn't simply become a story about MAGA versus anyone else. It is really about how political decisions made in Washington can affect Americans' image far beyond Americans' border. And here is the irony. A person can proudly support Trump because they believe he is putting Americans first. But when that person travels abroad, they may discover that the other countries are also putting their own interests first. And those interests don't always match Americans. That is international policy. So my advice is very simple. If you are traveling abroad, don't assume everyone is going to agree with you. Don't assume criticism of your president is criticism of you personally. And don't be afraid to have conversation with people who see American differently. You might actually learn something. At the same time, foreigners shouldn't automatically judge an American based solely on how they voted. A person is more than political affiliation. That is something both sides need to remember. So that is my own quickly opinion about this. So if you have any points, you can drop it down in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.